welcome to Cannon Crew, a weekly podcast discussing the Charleston Battery. Your host Granit will be joined by other defenders of the fleet from the black and yellow supporters section, and together they will help fortify and conquer. They are the Cannon Crew.
Welcome to the Cannon Crew podcast. I'm Granit. I am joined as always by, well, not always, but most of the time, Patrick.
How are you
Hey,
guys?
man. Good, man. I see something behind you. You got the room ready?
Yeah, room's ready. Just no baby in here yet, so countdown is still on.
Well, we're counting.
Past the countdown.
Well, we're counting on you to make sure you take care of business. Don't be stealing other people's babies, though. That's not cool. Speaking of baby thieves, oh, nice. Not Ryan, but Ryan, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, Granit?
I'm doing all right. So your baby is past the stage below and is into baby washing stage. Any advice?
Some long nights. About it. Get your sleep while you can now.
Yeah, I gave you some advice the other night about baby washing, but maybe we shouldn't say that in here. Get me in trouble. So we're here to talk about a little bit about the past match. I don't want to say a whole lot about it. I'll let you guys talk ad nauseum while I yawn, because that's exactly what the match was. A loss to Greenville. Come down here. I think kind of shows the narrow margins that the leagues have between them.
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, it wasn't our strongest squad. Your boy Juan David wasn't even on the bench. They used his doppelganger brother instead. But yeah, I mean, the Battery did dominate. I think we forgot the most important part, and that's getting the ball in the net.
You don't have to get all the way into the net, just past the goal line, right? Just all the way across.
Well, I mean, technically Cal did score. There's just offsides.
Well, that means he didn't score, technically. Technically, he was offside.
Well, did go in the back of the net.
I had a great view of that one as well, because I was at the taco truck. And that is straight across the line where he was, and I was like, yep, completely off.
Well, that's fantastic. So let's talk about tacos. How was the taco truck?
Amazing as always.
Nice.
I think we just went with some classic ones. Couple fish, couple pollo, some carne. It was great. That was the highlight of the match. There you go. That was match highlight.
Right there, taco truck. Well, the disappointing part is Christian went out there, didn't have a whole lot, and then one player let him down and got a goal. He came out, made himself big. It just went over his leg, under his arm, but he shouldn't have ever been put in that position. It's got to be frustrating for him.
You know, Christian had a good game. He had good distribution. He had good communication. It was that one breakdown right before halftime, and that, you know, everyone knows is the most vulnerable time in a match is first 10 minutes in, last 5 minutes before halftime, and then vice versa in the second half as well. You know, that's 2 losses in a row in this Jägermeister Cup, both to USL League One teams, both 1-0 games. So it, you know, Frank, go back to what you said, it does show the minimum error, but it also shows too, in 2 years' time, why promotion and relegation would work so well in USL at the whole, you know, between the 3 leagues. I think it's very, this is a good stepping stone for USL and soccer in general. But this match was just a heartbreaker.
It's not a heartbreaker. I'm pissed.
It was a heartbreaker for me because I wanted them to score so badly. And I mean, I felt like, I didn't look at the numbers. It felt like we had like 25 shots. And just
At one point, we had 3 forwards on the pitch.
Yeah.
You know who we didn't have on the pitch?
Juan David.
Yeah. I've said it in the past that he is the playmaker. He is the one that makes things work. They're the engine that gets in that middle third and putting shots in.
You know, I think the game's totally different though if Greenville doesn't make that center back substitution at halftime.
I think it's totally different if and I'm going to say it's going to sound bad, but if 𝕮𝖓𝖓𝖓 was playing, because
Well,
last Saturday night he
think
wasn't. He was caught. He was caught several times standing and watching.
well, if you listen back to some of the highlights, apparently he was playing 2 minutes into the game. I mean, it was Martinez who had the shot on goal, which literally should have had 3 or 4 goals in the first 5-6 minutes of the game. But the announcer thought 𝕮𝖓𝖓𝖓 was on the field and taking a shot at goal. So he was there in spirit for sure.
Okay, I'll go with that. I all I know is that he just when the play up to the goal was just he was so far behind him, and my boy Nate kind of drifted to the right a little bit because the attack was coming down that left hand side, but they should never let that happen.
I mean, it's difficult because they convert one of their only 2 chances in the game, where we had 15 chances, like 3 or 4 wide open, like 1v1 scenarios at goal, and we just could not place it into the back of the net. So, like, this is a team that had the chances. We can't really say we didn't have our strongest lineup. Yeah, we were missing 1 or 2 starters from the lineup, but we still had everyone else out there. We had our playmakers. We had guys creating. You mentioned it. We had 3 forwards on the pitch at one moment. So there's no excuse for these guys being in the 18-yard box and not scoring a goal. When you have 15 shots, you have to convert minimum one of those. And I mean, it's a terrible thing to be sitting here talking about a lack of defense on one tiny play, which led to a goal, and our offense just couldn't even put anything together from all the chances they had.
And we've seen that before. We've seen where we just can't seem to score a goal. And MD got close second half, just put it over the top of the barge goal. And MD got close second half, just put it over. It's just we were not. So it led me on a search.
Yeah, I think besides the first like 6-7 minutes, then it started to settle in a little bit more. But definitely once they got that goal, it was just possession based from us and trying to break it down. And kudos to Greenville. They put in that low block, which has worked against our team a few times this year, and it shut us down, and we couldn't break it down anymore. So, I mean, the first half was open after their goal. They completely sealed that game up with how they played, and they definitely deserve credit for the second half on that.
Well, it led me on a search, and I found 2 articles. One was titled "Boot It: A Pragmatic Alternative to Build-Up Play," right? And the other one is "Leaving Goals on the Pitch: Evaluating Decision Making in Soccer." And the first one was talking about, hey, what's the chances, XG, whatever you want to call it, of build-up play of scoring a goal? And and I haven't read the whole thing and studied it completely, but it was talking about maybe sometimes you just boot it out. So out of your end into the other end, put it out, and then go for that 50-50 ball from the throw in, and you have a better chance of scoring sometimes than trying to build up out of the back and end up in a situation like we were, where they're just, just park the bus. The other one's talking about how we're leaving not battery, but teams leave some goals on the pitch because they're not taking shots from outside the 18-yard box. And that I went, that's where Juan David just fills that void, right? Because he's taking shots from outside. He's not inside the box. He's taking these rocket laser shots from outside and scoring goals. And it doesn't have because we're so driven towards high XG shots, which happen to be sitting right in front of the goal within 6 yards, that we don't take the other ones. And that's kind of the premise of the one study. So Juan David, I'll send it to him, and so he can spread it around the team.
So his spot, he wasn't in, and Martinez was in for him. Do you think Rodriguez would have made a bigger difference for Klein in that game? And same with, I guess, also Rubio starting up top instead of just Cal and that MD combo that we've seen?
I like Klein. I like him. I like the way he moves. I like his speed. I like his intensity. So don't want to say he wasn't adding to it. Rubio, he's not doing anything for me. How many games we see him in, he has done nothing for us. And so I'm glad we have him, but he's not. If he can't produce against a team,
I mean, he's going to be out for the next weeks, right? He's going to be out for the next 2 weeks. He's got international call-up, so we won't have him coming up. Actually, for tomorrow, I think he actually flew out today for international duties with Guatemala. So we'll see somebody else there. You know who I'm starting to question? I haven't seen in a while. Is he injured? Is it Jackson Conway?
Not injured. He was on the bench, so
Yeah.
I mean, you have guys that you brought in Rubio, especially, so he's now getting his chance in this cup game, so that makes sense, but he didn't come off the field. Like, I just don't think he was, like you said and mentioned, I don't think he added anything to our team. He really didn't create. When we talk about a number 9 or a number 10 and like a goal scorer, you want them to be a true number 9, pushing the ball, receiving it and pushing it, and he kind of just kills that play down. He slows it down a lot. I don't understand keeping him on the field, honestly. I think he should have come off and just completely put Cal up there and put MD behind and let the guys work, because they've been playing so well together and creating chances that, I don't know. I think this is going to be a huge miss for the club on buying this guy and bringing him in, because if he's not scoring by now, he's not going to start scoring. There's no more clicking for a seasoned pro who is on international duty with his team. Like, if you're not scoring goals at club level, you're not going to get better just going away at international level.
You know, I think he's putting more emphasis on his international duties right now. Just if you're just looking at it point blank, him getting all those 90 minutes the other day, staying on the field, you know, he's not going to be playing the next two to 3 games for us. So why not use him for the full 90? But he also hasn't played a full 90. I don't think he's played a full 90 all season for us. So him leading up to international duty, that was pretty important for him to be able to show that he can last the full 90. So I think a lot of that kind of played into it. But mentioning Jackson earlier, I think we see him come out against Loudoun because we're looking for change now that we have a few options. I think Rubio the only one on international duty?
I believe so.
Okay. So
I mean, does he not remind you of the situation we had last year with 𝕮𝖓𝖓, but 𝕮𝖓𝖓 actually performed and kind of played the style we were looking for, whereas Rubio he kind of looks like a lone wolf out there who, it's not the guys aren't helping him out, but they're making the runs. He's just not seeing them, and he's holding on to the ball a little too much.
Yeah, and
but Rubio reminds me of Sadie, though.
Well, I think he was a bad purchase. I let the young people go out there and play, because I do not like that we are building him up to get 90 minutes into his legs so he can go off to international play. Doesn't do us any good.
Well, I mean, now we're out of that competition, right? So we have 2 games left, Miami and Tampa, and you know, even if we win the 2 games, that can just give us 6 points. But I'm pretty sure we got 2 undefeated teams in there already.
Granit, this is a pretty good eye-opener of, did we do the right business with Zeke Soto going to Greenville? Because Rubio essentially is brought in to become the starter along with Cal Jennings to push for a championship in the USL. If that's not possible, is it a huge miss, and should we have just kept Soto and just not went with the Rubio option? Because at least Zeke has a lot more talent to develop, and maybe that progression will go that we've seen in past players.
No, I'm 100% with you. I like the youth. I like the development potential. You're not going to develop Rubio. it's not going to happen because he's already past that point. And I don't know if he brings in a level of I've done a lot, so follow what I do, and I'm not going to necessarily finish my runs and everything like that. And doesn't have that hunger there because maybe he thinks he's better than everyone else out there because he is an international player and played for a U.S. national team, I do believe. But hey, that doesn't get us trophies.
See, in my honest opinion, whoever went out and scouted Edwards at center back for us, we need to listen to him and hear his suggestions on any other late transfer ideas for up front to partner with Cal and MD. I mean, I'd be open for it because Edwards has been absolutely outstanding since we've gotten him. I feel like there's definitely a different scout than who went after Rubio, and I don't know the same.
Hey, let's jump on the Edwards horse. Fantastic deal, right?
The lights out.
He just stepped in, and just his presence is just very calming, and just Joey is a little, I don't want to say excitable. He's got a little higher, I don't say energy, but higher energy, and so they work very well together.
He's excited. He's happy, and he's got someone there pushing him to that next level, to be better, to hit that drive of we are an absolute wrecking force in this back line. And that when you get Leland back in there, we can easily run a 3-back system with them 3.
Oh, let's back to the 3-back system. I sent you all a link to what Ars Wenger said about the perfect formation. So I don't know why you're going back to 3-back.
Okay. So anyway, it adds option if we need to go forward because obviously we like to throw 4 forwards up front sometimes when we need to go goal.
Well, we can get through that. But your premise that you can only do that with a 3-back system, I think, is incorrect. I think you can get a bunch of forwards up there and you get a bunch of backs up there and have 2 at the back. I've watched it week in, week out with several teams of the Premier League. You have 2 backs that are kind of holding down the fort. Everybody else is pushing forward.
Yeah. All right. But you look at our back line and you have 5 guys essentially who could be those 2.
No, I agree with 100%. 100%.
Maybe venting, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. So at least I'm throwing another one out there.
Well, I think we're missing opportunities on transitions sometimes because we're not pushing it. We kind of hold up and let everybody get in that position. And I think that's by instruction from Pierman because that's the way he likes possession ball. He likes that build up. And sometimes I think it slows down play and we're not.
Don't have that. Again, yes, you do have Torres, but Torres pulls the ball back. Torres pulls the ball back and allows people to get up.
Yeah, but
you don't have Arcanic, don't have that Baraha taking the guy down the line all the time, but cutting towards goal for the shot.
Hey, which moves faster, dribbling the ball or passing it? Torres can cut through 2 lines of play. He can pull the ball back.
I know. He likes to he likes to get his assists, and he likes to score absolute bangers from midfield and beyond. But what we're missing is that third level of attack penetration into the box, which Forrest provides when he's there. But when he's not there, we had a Nick Marcanic and Barajas on either side. We're just missing that complement on the other side. Yes, you have Cal Jennings up top, but teams are starting to get comfortable with him now. We need to elevate him. We need to push him to be better than what he's getting into right now. And right now, he's doing fantastic. He's got 10 goals in 10 games in USL competition, in USL Championship league play. It's still fantastic, and you can take him to an even higher record and possibly break Nick Marcanic's record.
I think just to touch on that, Ryan, I don't want to harp on it, but I think it's just watching this game. It is the player Rubio who kills that. I think everyone else is creative enough around it, and because Cal Jennings played, but if Cal is your main guy and you have MD or even Akaza behind him or Rodriguez, you're going to get different opportunities. I think Martinez played amazing. You still have Blackstock, who can push up the field in those roles, and I think he's creative enough and fast enough to warrant a team not letting him go 1v1 on their defenders. So I just think this is a one-off scenario. I don't think we're that dead in the water with Juan David, but I don't think Juan David's not going to play, and then Rubio is going to start up top anymore. I think that's now put to bed, put to rest, and we're going to just put someone else in up top if we have to. Maybe we'll go back to MD starting up there with the cause behind him for these type of games.
I mean, give Jackson a shout. I mean, last year with his creativity, I mean, don't forget, he's still the guy who scored against Loudoun United in the U.S. Open Cup. I mean, this guy has provided for Charleston in big moments, and he is creative and can poach inside the 6-yard box of what we need currently at the moment. I was just very shocked he didn't get in last game.
Well, he hasn't played in a while, and Rubio's been playing those minutes.
Yeah. But now with Rubio going out, hopefully Jackson, and I hope he scores. You got Loudoun coming up this week. You know what? That's my bold prediction. Jackson, super sub, coming off the bench. We're going to lock that one.
So maybe this isn't the match for Jackson to start, but he needs.
No, this is match the super sub.
Yeah, well, he needs to get. We need to find some mid-table teams, lower level teams, and let him get some minutes in there full time. Get him 90 minutes in there so he can create. Yeah. He's. I hear you as super sub. I'm thinking of super subs in my head, and they produce, relatively often. But I don't know if he's the type of player. You give him 20 minutes and you expect him to do something wonderful, and it's hard to do that. But I think he's still got skills and talents, and I think maybe if we give him some more minutes, and so he can build up that confidence, because he was starting behind a couple of players, and then all of a sudden this might be his chance, and all of a sudden Rubio comes in and he's starting behind 3 players, and he's not getting any minutes now.
If he gets in, he's got to take his opportunity and his chance. And that's what I'm banking on.
I'd rather see him on the pitch than Rubio right now. And that's not going to be a problem because he's off in international duty, not Jackson. Jackson's up on domestic duty. Okay. Have we whined about that match long enough?
Yeah, I think
pretty much. We got this weekend.
I got one more thought, and I can't remember what it was. I know what it was. So there was. We're going to talk about opposing team player. So Ryan, you and I got the opportunity to interview Toby Sims, and he played the whole second half. And if we need another back, if anybody's listening, I think Toby's the man, because he did about 4 or 5 different stops where we were almost in on goal, and he shut it down. And this guy's coming off a long season, and then he's stepping right here second half and not missing a beat. As a matter of fact, somebody before I left the stadium, we were talking about him, and he says that man was, as soon as he stepped out there, he was in charge of the back line, and he's what saved them that second half.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely agree with it. I mean, when you have 4 tackles inside your own 6-yard box, keeping the ball out of the net, it's hard not to root for it in a way. I mean, you got to keep me hushed at times too, because it was hard not. It's weird too, seeing someone that you've played with and shared those times with, and then playing against the team that you love so much too. It's definitely a hard thing to root for, but amazing to witness. And hopefully he can be brought over to Charleston. But again, I mean, we have 6 deep right now, and it's a hard enough to figure out which ones would be starting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very, very.
But don't forget, when Toby started the league with Pittsburgh, he was a left winger, so could play anywhere.
Well, let's go from talking about the battery at the bottom of a league to top of the league.
Who's top?
Now we switch.
Who's top?
We
Now
are
we switch.
first in the league.
Okay.
We're first in the league, in the entire league.
And it's a huge matchup, right? I mean, we're going against number 3.
Number 3. and up in Virginia too.
Yeah, which is, I think it's going to be tough. I mean, Loudoun are undefeated at home. They haven't lost. So this isn't looking good for our team coming off a 1-0 loss to a League One squad and switching over to a very tough opponent where we have to be on our game and ready to bring it.
And they just come off a win, correct? They beat whoever they were up a matchup against Jägermeister last Saturday.
Yeah, and they have, I mean, we have Cal Jennings, who has 11. I think you had said 10, right? He does have 11 in the league, but third in the league is a guy named Aboukoura from Loudoun, who has 7 goals, and he's scary. He's 20 years old. He's a monster. He was drafted 10th in the MLS this past year and went down to Loudoun, and he's been tearing it up. And he may be Young Player of the Season. Totally insane. I mean, he's already have career highs in dual success, possession won in the final third, which is scary for a team like us who can get countered pretty easily, or these random 50-50 balls where we see mistakes made. That's usually how we end up going down in a game. But yeah, he's won Player of the Month for March as well in the championship. So if we have to focus on one player, I think it's Aboukoura, and if we shut him down, we have a good shot. But both teams only have 2 clean sheets on the year, so that's another scary stat looking at it going in.
Oh, I'm thinking it's going to be goals in this game. I mean, you're having 2 guys early start racing for the Golden Boot. 2 teams struggling defensively to find their identities in the league and how we play, getting adjusted still. I mean, the Battery essentially are still trying to figure out what we're doing in the back. And yeah, you guys tell me each week, why do I keep or not picking for the Battery to hold a clean sheet? And it's just simply of knowing the Battery's identity and knowing at certain moments the breakdowns, and we get caught so much in transition. Loudoun are going to exploit that. But I'm expecting a high scoring game, 3-2.
Yeah, I mean, both teams have top 3 in goal scorers and top 3 in assists, so I'm right there with you. I don't think it's going to be a defensive showdown as much as we talked about how great our defense is for the past 20 minutes. I think we're going to get scored on. They're going to get scored on, but it's just going to be whoever figures out how to put it in the net a few more times.
So I'm looking at kind of the team stats, and one thing that stuck out to me is this is team leaders. Torres, the chances created. Torres leads our team with 24. Their chances created, it says 2 tied at 14, which tells me that there's 2 points of attack, right? That there's 2 people that can feed the ball in and help create these chances. That's a little scary.
Yeah, the main guy is �ヲ𝖓. He has 5 assists on the season, so he's tied with Torres for first right now in assists. So they do spread it around, but like I said, their main guy is Aboukoura. So if we shut the Egyptian down, that's probably their best shot. You can look down that list, and they are far stacked down. They're not in the top 15 with anyone else. So,
are they a possession team like us, or are they kind of transition team trying to strike back?
They're training.
Yeah, they're not very high up on the passing, we'll say.
I mean, they'll pass it around. They got possession. They'll bop it and everything, but they're a counter team. They're on catch you on the transition. And I feel like that's why they have it spread out so much. Because, again, on a corner kick, if you are defending, you receive it, you're just booting it up the field to your big man up front, and then he takes off with it one-on-one. I mean, how many times have we already seen that this year? Highlight tape USL posting about him taking a defender one-on-one off a corner kick that the other team took. So it's a great way right there of seeing how they're able to spread it around and not feel threatened by that. because it could be from anyone distributing that ball, just getting it up to them. So we just have to make sure our corner kicks are properly taken and are threatening.
Yeah, I think another factor is going to be it's probably going to be very physical with Loudoun. They're top 10 in yellow cards. They have a guy who's top 5 who, I mean, it's 10 games into the season and he has 4 yellow cards. It's quite impressive, right? And our team, as much as we think we get a lot of reds and stuff like that, we're second to last in yellows for the season. So I think they're going to bring the game to us a little more. And I don't know. I don't think we do well when a team challenges us hard like that and goes hard in on tackles. I think we might get into a little game with complaining to the ref. Yeah, I hope we don't
I think
do that.
refs.
We don't fall into that trap, and I hope we
Yeah.
play our game. But
I think that's a good shout too. The referee's definitely going to play a factor in this game too, and just hoping that the battery keep their heads and just listen and let the referee call the game and not worry about their position and allow Loudoun to get frustrated with the calls, because if Loudoun wants to be physical, don't let Loudoun dictate the game. Just play our way. I think we'll be good.
and they may have a familiar face. So Aboukoura, correct this, was not the one drafted in the MLS. It was Karamoko, who we just played against in DC United. Well, he's now on loan, just went on loan to Loudoun. So it's another really good player who we have seen and lost to. And he may add a little more and not much tape on him because he didn't get any playing time besides the game we played against him at DC United. So this is another fresh face who's a very good attacking threat that we have to look out for.
Well, I'm going to encourage Pyramid to go with this theory of this paper. Boot it, a pragmatic alternative to build up play. Pretty crazy numbers that they're talking about. I'll share it later. I'll link it in the notes. I haven't done that before. I'll link the study in the notes. I like science.
But you have 2 guys up top who would be great for that.
Well, so now that you got me started. So this is the little table they have. Probability of scoring in next 10 actions following a throw in or pass out from the back. So if you're passing out from the back, the probability of scoring is 0.8 or 18%. The probability of scoring if it's a throw in at the other in the attacking part is 0.34%. So you have a higher percentage of scoring if you boot it down, it goes out, and then you take the throw in than you do if you try to build out of the back. Just saying.
Yeah.
Aesthetically, it looks like garbage. Hot garbage.
But you start to see, I've noticed some teams doing it. When I started reading this, I was like, oh, I've seen a couple teams just not just boot it down and try to get it over the ball over top, but purposely boot it out of bounds from a goal kick or something like that down the field, and then gets down to that 50-50 throw in. Well, maybe a little more than that. But
Can you imagine just popping Landry up into the midfield role and being like, hey, you're just going to do wind sprints this match. We're going to get you eventually.
Okay. What else we got to talk about?
I want to hear your score prediction after all this has been said. What are you
My
thinking?
score prediction. So I'm gonna split it. If Segbers plays, it's 2-1. If he doesn't play, then it's 2-0.
Okay.
Ryan, not the Ryan Martin from Loudoun.
I'll go with 3-2. Jackson Conway, late winner, super sub coming in.
Pat?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1 loss. I think they're just gonna take it to us, and we're gonna argue more with the ref than play our own game, and we're just not gonna be physical enough. So there's a reason they're undefeated at home.
Yeah,
because they haven't played anybody. I don't know who they play.
They really haven't. I mean, it's like Hartford and teams like that aren't that great. I mean, they beat Rhode Island, but so have we. So,
but we've scored more we've earned more points at home than they have. Part of it's because we played one more extra match, but we're 15 points from home matches and they're 12. So even though they're undefeated, they haven't played as many matches as we are, and we have more points from home games.
I mean, we should have been smart since neither team has a draw on the record. Someone should have picked a draw.
Yeah, probably right. Next thing, my new jersey. You see it?
Dos Santos.
Yeah, that's fun. And I got another one we'll talk about next week.
Oh, hold on. Can you see my shirt? This is the new Oklahoma City United team, NPSL.
Do you have,
brother-in-law went out to Oklahoma.
do you have any batteries
Sorry.
on? Do you have any battery? Is your
I
under?
got battery flags right here.
Now,
Yeah.
are they
Yes,
playing in the
this is
soccer?
NPSL right here.
Is this a team that would have a team in the soccer tournament? That
And the
lovely
TST tournament going on
competition?
right now? Yeah, I would hope so.
It's $1 million.
I tried to get on Gear City. They didn't want me.
Let's see.
$1 million up for grab. Gotta get it.
Playing in Virginia. Kickoff at 6 o'clock. I think it's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah, 6 o'clock.
Look at this party.
And I hopefully we're ready and go out there and get a win. Come back 3 points.
Would be nice. I hope my prediction's completely incorrect and we win 5-6-0.
We all hope that.
So did anybody, just changing subjects, when that storm was off the coast kind of going up, or did anybody feel like it was hurricane weather the other day?
Yes, 100%. That's how it felt the entire time. The rain, the wind, everything.
The heat, just nasty. Hopefully that visits up there so the Virginia boys can feel some heat. What else you got, Patrick? Is that it?
That's it. Yeah, I'm just on. I'm on countdown watch here, so hopefully I can watch some of this game and hopefully we get the win. But if not, then good things are happening.
To you and the missus, good luck. You don't need it. You got skills. She's got talent. You just awesome cheerleader. Loud voice. Oh, nice. And Ryan, keep working on those washing duties.
Yes. And also to anyone out there, don't forget to check out the TST tournament going on right now in Cary, North Carolina, 7v7. It's great entertainment soccer. Playing for $1 million. Pat McAfee's team just won in the round of 32, so that's cool.
Very good.
And
Okay.
Sergio Aguero.
Oh
Someone
my
got him
goodness,
off
that
the,
was an absolute laser by Sergio.
Yeah, someone got him off the streaming services and got him back on the pitch, so it's nice to see.
Well, he was in it, and he was in it last year too. So it's cool seeing his involvement with it. I was surprised Ronaldinho didn't get a team involved with him being in Greenville now, or having ownership in Greenville now.
So he's living in Greenville? We should go up there.
I don't
No.
think
He's just
so.
an investor.
Yeah.
He's not
Yeah,
living
he's just an
there.
investor.
If you walk
But
back,
like, I'm surprised with like Guerrero and stuff getting it. Like Suarez is having a team next year in it.
we don't allow biting, do we? Oh, I guess we got some biters
They
here.
allow
We got
a fair amount of shoving in this. So
Yeah.
I
they
mean,
may be allowed.
Let's keep the biters away. They're practicing for next year. Everyone tape up your ears. It's gonna look like a rugby match. You know how they have a little sport. You better check it out. Okay, y'all. That's all I got.